Sweetheart.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing?
I'm well. Thank you so much for joining.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. Okay, everybody that has been so patient. Thank you guys. My celebrity guest is on. As you can see, his name is Karon. I'm going to introduce you, Karan, just a little bit. Am I pronouncing your name right?
Absolutely. I would already correct you if you wasn't.
Okay, thank you. All right, so Karan has been on some amazing shows, such as Little, Merry Christmas Baby with co-star Melinda Williams, When Love Kills, Saints and Sinners, and so many more. And he's such an amazing spirit. I just met you, and I just love your energy already.
Thank you, Queen. How you doing today?
I'm good, King. How are you?
I'm great.
Okay, so now, Karan, you played for the Chicago Bears and the Atlanta Falcons. Am I correct?
Yes. Yes, you are correct.
Okay. Okay. Now, can you tell us a little bit about that? What made you transition from playing football to acting?
I wanted to be an actor before I wanted to be an athlete. I did a play in the first grade where I played Puss in Boots. And ever since that play, I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. And shortly thereafter that, everybody realized how athletic I was. So everybody pushed me towards sports. And, to me, it was all performance. So I enjoyed sports while it lasted. And it was great training for the life that my true career and everything, well, my second career actually was, just, my other career has taken me. So it gave me a lot of battle wounds and a lot of tough skin and a lot of different muscles that is equipped for this this acting world. So, I'm thankful for that journey so far. And like I said, I wanted to be an actor before I ever was a football player.
Oh, really? Okay, that's very interesting. Now you played in Little, and I was watching that with my son the other night, and he says, Mom, that's the guy you're going to interview tomorrow. So I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. And your role was really, really cool. So how did you get the audition for Little?
It came down the pipeline like all the other auditions through my agency. And I remember auditioning for Little maybe in April.
Okay.
And they called me back in June about it. And I was like, what Little? What's that? It's like, you booked this movie Little. I'm like, Little? What is Little? So I had to go back in my emails and put in Little to see exactly what they were talking about. So when I pulled up the audition, I said, oh, okay, yo, this is a Will Packer joint. Oh, okay, that's what's up. And it was just really good. And at that moment, I was getting booked in a couple different things all at once. So it was really a really good moment in the summer at that time. It was really the start of my real hot season that I'm in right now, to be honest with you.
Oh, no, I know that. And we love Will Packard, of course.
Absolutely.
But you are really hot, like right now. And I know it's a blessing. Everything we give glory to is not us at all. But you are so hot right now. Everything I watch, I see you, like your face is just popping up everywhere.
Yeah, and it's just beginning for me, I believe. I think this is really the launch point of where people will really start to see my career. And I'm 12 years in, which is a lesson to every actor in the world that wants to get to a point. It's a journey, man. Do not think it's going to happen in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. It's going to take you at least 10 years before you even realize if it was a good idea or not. So if you're doing it to be rich, if you're doing it to be famous, you're doing it for all the wrong reasons, because chances are if you're doing it for those reasons, it's never going to come to you that way.
I know that's right. And I hope you guys hear that because he is so right. This is our career. It's not something you wake up and say, I think I want to do this. I want to be on this show, that show. It takes training and it takes hard work and persistence. And you got to love it.
You do. You got to love it. You got to be willing to do a lot of it for free. I mean, literally, it's the only job in the world that when you tell people that you're an actor, they immediately ask you for your resume. It's not a career for the faint of heart at all. Like I'm here now. We talking right now in this moment. 3 months ago, I was still serving tables at a restaurant.
You better say it.
Yeah,
Yes.
and for me, I would have still been there serving them. They didn't fire me because I was just away so much working on television and stuff. So the blessing was that the universe moved me before I would move myself, because I had a good cushy little gig 2 days a week, making some good money. Hey man, I didn't care if I had to take pictures half the time with the guests. I'd be like, yeah, check my movie out this weekend. And what you want, shrimp and French fries, or you want what you want with that? And they be like, man,
Yes.
what are you doing, man? Like, why are you here? I said, because the journey is not taking me to the point where I can sustain myself and my family through the craft only. You know, I'm a man first. I'm never going to be out here on some old dreamer mess while my kids or my wife is hungry. You know what I'm saying? That just ain't me. So whatever I have to do in the meantime, if I got to go back to the serving tables, I will. But, you know, the universe is telling me that that's probably not going to happen. This is my season to launch into. I figure the next 10 years I look to be really, really, really hot for myself. The next 10 years, give me a good 10-year run, and then we go ahead and get to 50, and I start doing some other things, producing behind the camera. I just start really expanding my village in 10 after I really get a platform where I'm able to, you know, green light some things and some things happen a little easier.
Yes, I'm so glad you said all of that so that people watching, because a lot of people watch Jazzy Talk and they always send me questions later. And every actor that comes on, I'm so grateful though. I'm just so grateful that everybody has been so amazing and they've given such great information that helps other people. And what you said about waiting tables and all that stuff is so cool, because we're all in this, whether I'm a SAG actor or not, non-union, union, whatever it is, we're still pushing for the same goal. And I'm still doing my talk show, auditioning here, doing other stuff here. It's just, we're waiting for that time. But I
Yeah,
really believe you're in that time.
and we don't live in a world where you could be a one-trick pony and live like you want to live anymore.
Right.
You really have to look at yourself as a complete corporation. I got my clothing line that I'm developing right now with my whole Keep Peddling brand, the Keep Peddling Life.
Oh,
I
wow.
trademarked it. It's just basically my mantra, man. It's really my purpose. I think now I figured out my purpose this last, 2 years, and I think that's really what's propelling my success on screen and at that point. And my purpose is to inspire and lead by example. My mother used to always tell me about the talented 10th, W.E.B. Du Bois, and I just believe I'm really walking in that legend and in that feeling for my people, for my people first, then actors and the artists of the world second. But Black African Americans is my main focus on uplifting and guiding and trying to just be an example and representing the best of my ability.
Yeah, that is amazing. So how long was it before you booked your very first role, and what was your first role?
Oh man, you'd be surprised. Well, no, I was surprised, but when I decided to stop taking classes and just going for start auditioning, when I retired from football, I opened a restaurant first, right? And I was like, I'm open this restaurant, and it's gonna sustain me while I chase my acting dream. Well, 2008 was going on at the same time, so that was the recession. And I had to close the restaurant. So I said, you know what? My wife was like, you know what? You got the restaurant. The restaurant ain't working right now. You might as well just start auditioning and see what happens, right? So I got out of my first 4 auditions, I booked 2 out of the 4.
Wow.
The first one was a Tyler Perry show called Meet the Browns, and I'll never forget it. It was the worst job I ever done in my life as far as acting. I was terrible. I had one line. I'll never forget it. They say you never forget your first line. I have not forgotten my first line, and I cannot butcher it as bad as I did then now to save my life. It was that bad. I did that, and then after that, I booked Stomp the Yard with Will Packer as an extra. Like a featured extra. And that was a big deal for me at that time, just because I was going to ask you, he's like, man, you had a really good audition for the other role. You got some ways to go, but, you got a talent. So we're going to keep working and see what we can get. We're going to make you a featured extra, you're going to get a lot of FaceTime. So I was like, oh, cool. So I ended up having a couple moments in Stomp the Yard too without any verbals. That taught me a lot about the craft of just saying, like, man, you got to always be present in the scene, no matter if you got a speaking line or not, because the scene is living. I hate when I see extras, background workers in the scene and they're not engaged in what's happening in the world. Like when they say action, it's a world that begins. You know, you got to play. And so that taught me a valuable lesson then. So yeah, my first two roles was a Tyler Perry gig and a Will Packer joint. So I mean, I started off at the top of the food chain and got my feet wet with some really, really heavyweights. Kim Fields directed my first episode of Meet the Browns. I was in the scene with my wife, Terry J. Vaughn. Like my scene was with my wife, and I was like, oh my God, I'm about to fall out right now because I think she's one of the greatest sitcom actresses of our time.
You weren't married then?
No, we were married. We were married, had kids and everything rolling. So
okay.
Yeah, it was just weird because it was like my first gig and we was in the scene together. I was just like, oh my God, Kim Fields is directing me. I'm at Tyler Perry Studios.
And then your wife. Yeah.
Oh, it was a lot. It was a lot. So I got my feet wet really, really fast. So that was the universe telling me I was on the right path.
Yes, and I love me some Kim Fields. I actually trained with Chip, her mom, Chip Fields.
Yeah, Mama Chip.
Back
in
LA for a while.
Yeah, Chip is a beast, man. I love Chip. Chip actually taught me how to play pool when I was a little kid.
Really? You've known her that long?
Yeah. Got a long history with Chip. Yeah.
That's awesome. So I love all your Christmas movies, and I'm a big family person myself. Yes. So how was it working with the talented Melinda Williams?
The goddaughter of my real life daughter Lola, the godmother. I mean, I met Melinda before. What's funny is I met Melinda very shortly after Terry and I started dating. Melinda's a really close friend of Terry's, so I had to go through the whole process of meeting the girlfriends and being vetted by the girlfriends in order before I got to the next stage of our relationship. You know how that goes. So I met Melinda really early on, right before I was still playing football when I met Melinda. So it was when we got the very first movie. I auditioned for the role of Blair. Got the audition, got that role, and it was supposed to be one movie. It was supposed to be one movie. Really, it was one movie, one and done. And it turned out to be really, really, really well received. And now we did 5 of them.
Yeah.
And working with Melinda has been a masterclass for me as an actor, just because her, Victoria Rowell, Greg Allen Williams, Christoph Stevenson. I mean, I was on. I got a first franchise with heavyweights like that, so I got to learn so much in the last 5 movies with them, just working with them. I mean, every movie I got better, every movie they got. I mean, it was just unbelievable. So I just been really, really fortunate, just in my journey to work with some of the actors and actresses I have, because every time you experience another actor, you pick up something from them. It's just, we exchange the energy. It's impossible not to.
Okay. So how did you actually end up booking that? The Christmas, was that also through your agent? Yeah,
that was through my agent. And I can't quite remember how it all came together on that one, because I feel like I auditioned for it, but I may or may not have auditioned for it. I had worked with Swirl. I had worked with Swirl Films quite a bit in my career, and I know Eric and I know Keith Neal, the producers, very well. And some things at some point sometimes they just call me and they have a role and it's time to go because they know my work now.
Okay, I was gonna ask you, do you still have to audition? But you just answered that.
So yeah, I know. I still have to audition for the bulk of my work, but some stuff like working with production companies that I worked with for probably since the beginning of my career, like they kind of are responsible for my career, so they kind of already know my work, so they kind of know exactly what they can get out of me and how much they, so they're really confident with my work. So just like Saints and Sinners this season, that was a no audition offer. I mean, they called me on the Thursday. I was working on like the next Monday, ready to rock. It was that fast. Yeah,
I love that show. My mentor is on there, Tony Bond. So that
like I didn't get to work with Tony this year, but yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's my boy. Okay, so let's talk ambitions.
Yeah, ambitions.
I'm just so excited about that. So what is your character like? Can you introduce it to us right quick?
Yeah. Roderick Johnson. I play a ex Atlanta Falcon. And I'm kind of still a socialite in the city. I still have a lot of pull in the political ranks, the entertainment ranks of the world. So it's very closely related to who I really am. So I was really blessed to get this role. And what's funny is I tell people all the time is like, be very intentional in your manifestations and what you want from a universe. And usually when you're directing, you're intentional, it comes right to you. So I wrote on my manifestation board basically to say, look, this season I want to be able to get a role as a series regular on a TV show where I can play and be my full self without any real, like, I just really want to be able to play one of the better versions of myself since I've been alive. Because as an actor, that's all you're really doing if you're doing it right. You're just pulling different experiences from your personal past and stuff and reliving them for others to live through. So I basically reintroduced the world to my old alter ego, K Boogie. K Boogie was real. He's a real person and lives and breathes, and he was with me for a long part of my life and career as a football player. And just as I, created a alter ego to survive this world, he was the one who was birthed. So I just let him breathe again, and it was like riding a bike.
Wow. So how did you know this acting thing was going to work for you? After doing all the football and all this, like you said, waiting tables, how did you know, okay, I'm going to try this acting thing, but how did you know this is it? This is going to work for me?
It was never a try thing for me. It was a plan I had, like I said, since I was in first grade.
Okay.
I started practicing autograph in sixth grade.
Okay.
I've been very intentional about everything I've done in my life. I don't try. I do. For me, it wasn't hard because I seen the future. Like, my dreams are my blueprints. They've been sent to me from the Most High, and they've been sent to me for a reason. And it's up to me to actually make those blueprints come to fruition. But I've seen them, and I believe in them. So for me, it was just putting the hammer to nails and creating the future that I've already been seeing. So that's all I've been doing this whole time. Nothing surprises me. Nothing shocks me. My wife always says I'm never panicked. I'm never panicked because I trust myself. I trust who I am. I trust the vision. Period. Right. And I tell that to everybody. Like, put faith in yourself like you do all these inanimate objects that we talk about in this world that have been fed to us through our oppressors and whoever to keep us deactivated as gods on this planet as black people. And I just feel like I've unlocked myself. I'm not locked up by any of those old ways.
I love it. Okay. So do you have like a private acting coach, or where do you train? Can you talk to us a little bit about Greenlit and some other things that are going on with you with training for those actors that are really wanting to get into this industry?
Yeah, absolutely. Over my career now, I've trained with maybe 6 or 7 different coaches. I've done different disciplines: improv, cold reads, scene study, stand-up comedy. I've done stand-up. It's just, as an actor, you have to train yourself like an athlete. You have to hone yourself like an Olympian. My coach right now is Sarah Monell. She's out of LA. Look her up. She's really, really incredible. She's one of the people who's been responsible for helping unlocking the actor side of me, and helping it match up with the man and the spiritual side of me who's already unlocking himself as we speak. So I was able to put all those 3 things together through my acting coach, my one I have now, Sarah Monell. So I owe a lot of credit to her just to help me unlock myself too as well. You always need somebody to speak to your spirit that can get to it in a different way. So I always encourage all students, all actors, to study with different people throughout the years. Never, every technique is not going to work for you. Every toolbox, everything you get is not going to be the same for you. Like I always just tell, develop a toolbox. Have a technique to do a cold read. Have a technique to be able to do improv, so those are all training things,
Exactly.
I'm not uncomfortable in any real medium of acting now. I can do stage, I can do TV, I can do film, I can do comedy, I can do drama, I can do everything, maybe except a musical right now. And if you give me a couple months with a singing coach, I'm pretty sure I can do that too. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't have any ceilings. I don't put any limits on myself. So yeah, that's my biggest thing is train. I train with my coach. I was training with my coach in the midst of shooting ambitions. It was like I was coming off set, coming right to
Oh
class.
wow.
Yeah, doing the 12-hour day on set and then coming to class and staying in class for 3 more hours. So I was doing 15, 16-hour days. And then till it just got to the point where I just couldn't. It was starting to affect my work. Where I was in and out. You know, it's just hard when you're training and actually working on TV to train and work.
Yes. I saw you interview a radio interview the other day, and you were saying that you were on set and then you would go into class, but sometimes they would ask you if you were going to be in class today.
Yeah, if I was going to work.
And you was like, I'm just going to be here and watch and learn. And I love that because you can learn from watching as well.
Well, the brain doesn't know the difference between a physical rep and a watch rep. Like if you're watching something, the body doesn't know the difference if you did it or not. The mind, I mean. It was the old thing when we play sports, like they always tell you to pay attention in practice because your mind does not know the difference between a physical happening and something that you're just watching. You see what I'm saying? Good. So you're still training yourself in your mind and your synapses because that's where it all starts anyway. So like I would come to class and I'd really be zonked. I wouldn't have any more energy to anything to pull from coming into class from being on set all day. Nah, I was tired, so I'd be like, I'm just gonna sit back and absorb the energy, watch and learn from my fellow artists. Because like I said, everybody has a different technique on how to get to where they got to get to. But everybody in the scene has to get to where they got to get to, and you got to get there how you get there. And they don't have time to. Right. You know, it's why I tell people to train. You got to be able to do exactly what the director needs you to do. Right now. Not let me call my coach. No. Stuff changes in the midst of it.
Right. Was there any type of special training you did for the role of Ambition? Like knowing that what the character was?
No, I lived it. I am him. I'm Roger Johnson in the flesh. They just changed my name on the show.
Okay.
What I did do for the character though, as far as prepping my body and my mindset, was I started lifting weights again. I hadn't lifted weights in 10 years. I started lifting iron, and because when you lift the weights, it puts your mindset, your posture, your demeanor, everything changes. So I started lifting weights for that, for me to give a true portrayal of a football player. Football players walk around in alpha male mode at all times. You know what I'm saying? We're like peacocks that never stop showing our feathers because we can't afford to in our game, in our profession, because everybody around us is an alpha male. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So in order for me to really portray the character properly, I had to go back into that mindset of, yeah, man, you got to walk different. You walk in the room as an athlete, you walk in the room different. It's a difference.
Yeah, and you were an athlete, so yeah, that came right on time. In one sentence, can you describe your job as an actor? In case someone just wants to be an actor.
It's the best fucking job in the world. The best fucking job in the world. if you can take it.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is the 1% question. Because really, only 1% of us is going to really stick to the course of it. That's why I always say keep pedaling, because no matter if the girl or the man next to you is stronger, faster, prettier, or whatever, it's a good chance they're going to stop at some point pedaling, and that's when you're going to pass them.
I believe it. All right. So can you give us the information for Greenlit Studios? Now, is that Greenlit. Your studio?
No, absolutely not. I just happen to have a film there damn near every month since they had Greenlit, because I believe in just creating content as much as I possibly can. Flood the universe with my energy. That's the plan. I'm just force you to believe exactly what I believe.
Okay.
So yeah, Greenlit is my sister Ernestine Johnson Morrison's and her husband's brainchild. Okay. Jay Morrison, Ernestine Morrison, and those two activists who got the Tulsa Real Estate Fund and doing a lot of big things in the Black community as activists and just people trying to show us how to free ourselves up from financial binds that we've been put in since slavery days that we just can't seem to get ourselves from up under, which is really the key for us. It's their thing. They got the building. They're in conjunction with another young Black king by the name of, oh my God, his name slips my mind right now. But they are basically in conjunction together, and they came together to do Greenlit basically for the independent artists that's creating, that needs outlet for people to come see their work, to have their put producers and directors and different people in the industry in one room for a couple hours once a month, and just let the energies of the universe take you where it's gonna go. Like, I've worked with people, 2 or 3 people already that I met at Greenlit just the last 6 months. You know, I'm very approachable. I love artists. I love creativity. I love just really good, natural, pure energy. So if you got all that, man, just come and holler at me, because I want to work. If it's a good story, a good script, I will come and.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I'm actually in the middle of writing something right now with my partner. And that's going to be cool. I know Rodney Perry told me about Greenlit. He was on my show.
That's my brother.
A couple of weeks ago. That's my dog. So yeah, so he was telling me, you need to come out. You need to come out, because there's one that I'm pitching, and then there's one that I want to write, something like Girls Trip a little bit. But yeah, I got to come by Greenlit. He was telling me, you got to come by there.
Oh yes, it's a great incubator for just our Atlanta artists. I mean, everybody's somebody who's either on up and coming, already up. They're all possibly gonna be there. Like last month, Diane Ashford, she was there. You know, part of Will Packer's team.
Yeah.
A lot of different people are sitting in those chairs, and you may air your project, and you may just have a short part of it. You know, a part of it maybe it's the teaser. And you need to get funded. You put it together, you air it, you get to see what your notes are. People in the creative community that understand the process, they can give you good creative feedback. You know, it's a safe place for artists, which is what I always tell people. Artists, we're very sensitive creatures. We are, no matter how tough our exterior we try to present, we are very fucking sensitive. We're sensitive about our stuff. No matter how we want to act, we are. Yeah. We love attention, and at Greenlit you can come, and it's a safe environment. People gonna give you love. It's nothing but great energy there.
Great, and thank you for that question. That's what we try to do: be great, be a blessing, and inspire artists. And that's what I look out to do. It's not for me; it's for you guys as well as myself and other actors, because we always need to talk to other actors that are like us. This is a tough industry. It is not easy, so that's a blessing. So thank you so much for joining. I got to come out to Greenlit.
You better.
So that I can. I definitely am, and you are just such a blessing, so amazing. My husband was just telling me, standing up, he was like, God, I saw him post, you're a great motivational speaker, and just real. Real.
I'm really one of those people that really believe that everything can be solved with love and peace and just being truthful to yourself. If we loved ourselves with the same love that we love everything outside of ourselves, everything would be solved. Just think about that. Because we wouldn't have any room for jealousy. We wouldn't have any room for hate. We wouldn't have any room for worried about the next man's anything. Because if you're really self-consumed with yourself and learning yourself, it's a full-time job. Trust me.
Yes, it is.
Literally. I learned that lesson just this last season with my wife. It's like, yo, baby, I love you. I love you till we leave this place. But I tell you what, I can't be responsible for nothing you got going on in you. I got to be worried about what this is over here. And what comes out of that mix is going to take care of everything else. But if I ain't right, can't nothing be attached to me be right. So I always encourage people, if you need to talk to somebody about some past traumas, go talk. I got a 2-week on set appointment with my therapist, my mental therapist, my psychiatrist. I would tell anybody who will listen, I love to talk. I love to share, because it's answers and communicating. We got to get back to just having human moments with each other and exchanging the positive energy with each other, instead of sitting there when we talking to each other, we thinking the wrong thing. Like, as soon as I meet you, I'm saying something positive in my spirit for you. I might not verbally say it, but I'm thinking it, because you're going to feel that. Yeah. And I intentionally may not I can care less if you remember my name, but I want you to remember the feeling I left you with.
Yeah.
That way you'll never forget me, and my energy will never die. I'm this way because I want to be remembered forever when I'm gone. It's a very selfish motivation, but my self-love allows me to give all love to everybody.
Yeah.
See how that works?
Yeah, we got to get with you. Me and my husband got to get with you and your beautiful wife. We love your wife. She's so hilarious. And please send her our love for
I will.
just allowing you to do this. And we just are so grateful. So thank you. And I will be seeing you soon,
Queen.
I'm sure.
Absolutely. You definitely will. I'm coming for everything. I'm trying to be on TV 7 days a week and twice on the weekends in the movie.
All right. So yes, I will be seeing you soon. Thank you so much. Okay. Peace out.
Yep.
All right, guys. So that was Karon, Joseph Riley. And thank you guys for watching every week. I am just so impressed by all my guests. Thank you, Coach.